Welcome Sainers, welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. Hope you're all having a great week so far. Got my Inglewood coffee here. I've got some training updates for you and some big news that hasn't really been announced by the club just yet. Not the big news which has been announced, which was the arrival of Sauce. He's back as a list manager under Ross Lyon again. So that's that news that's just been announced, but I have had some strong word from several sources that unfortunately Matthew Allison, I believe, has broken a bone in his foot. I believe that took place during Monday's training session, which is just terrible news. We're not really having any good luck with our tall stocks. That's Kingy, Allison, and Hayes all down. Allison, from what I've heard, could be half the season. So he was a player that even last week we were talking up in these videos, in the training update videos, as a big chance of playing full forward because he's been impressing the coaches. But that is the news. That's really, really upsetting. I don't know if the club's confirmed it while I've been filming this video, but I'm pretty sure they haven't. But that might come out in the next couple of days. And it kind of makes sense when you look at how much they're pumping up Mitch Owens as a forward. I think they posted an article on him earlier today about that and how he's only 191 centimeters, but he could play tall and be a good marking outlet. Maybe that's a bit of damage limitation, kind of pumping up Mitch Owens before they then quietly announce that Matty Allison's out for half the season. So we'll stay tuned for that. Terrible news. So we wish Matty Allison a very speedy recovery, as we do with Jack Hayes and Max King as well. Without further ado, let's get straight into some of these training updates. I didn't get as much footage as I would have liked for this week, so I'm going to go through the footage that I do have, and anything that's good, it'll pop up as I'm talking. It was really well received last week, so thanks to all of you for watching. And for those that are watching and haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit subscribe, like, comment, do all that stuff. It'll mean a lot. Thanks a lot, guys. Okay, so we've got this from Joffa Boy. He's on Big Footy. He went to training today. These are kind of his thoughts on how everything's looking. So he said, Wood, Crouch, Filippo, Windy, Owens all worked hard during match sim, all looking very, very fit. Anyone questioning Clark can just piss right off because he's looking very good, very competitive, very switched on and serious, which is great. He's head over the ball for a lot of contests and courageous as anyone out there, which is no surprise because that's what Hunter Clark does on a weekly basis at AFL level. Stocker looked like he was wearing number 14, so he could potentially get number 14 and look like he can play, looking good. Match Sim, Highmore and Patton were on the wings. Mason Wood was in the guts. Patton on the wing. Interesting. Caulfield was not involved in any sort of contact, but he was moving well, pivoting on the knee and getting his load in. Owens must have worked on his marking, didn't drop a mark and took a couple of big contested marks today. There was one passage where Windy kicked long to a contested Mitch Owens, who then gave it to Filippo, who hit the base of the post. It was a great passage of play, really exciting. All the youth there kind of combining. In part 2 of match simulation today, Mason Wood on the wing. Heath was against Rowe in the ruck, which is no surprise. Van Ayres absolutely destroyed Jack Bytel in a passage, but then Bytel returned the favour. After that, Hunter Clark looked stuffed during a passage, but then he ran 70 metres to get back and give a chop out in defence, which is really, really good signs because we've always talked about Hunter Clark and his tank, so that's a really good sign. Then you got Naz off half back, looking really good. Stocker off half back flank as well. And I think Ross was kind of always making sure that the defence was getting goal side. So apparently that was a key message that he was sharing throughout the session. There were passages also where Mitch Owens was rucking against Max Heath. And he was going okay. Jones was looking really fit in match simulation, very vocal, which is good. Impressed with Van Ayres, a very physical specimen. Apparently there was a passage of play where Van Ayres just off a couple of steps kicked a goal from outside 50 and it went in pretty high, so he's got a big boot on him, which is exciting. Skills look good, hard and physical. Corridor was a focus, and goal side, being goal side as a defender, was a focus as well. Stocker did not look out of place. Hill, Clark, Crouch, Steele, Jones, Rode, Dukes, Wilkie and Patton all looked fit and firing. Mason Wood looks as good as he's ever been at AFL level. And Cordy looked okay in match simulation. A lot of 1%ers, a lot of the small things he was doing really well. I've got some more notes here from more of a, anonymous source. This is through some coaches as well. So updates from training. Wangan Malera moving to halfback flank and dominating in match simulation. Bytel hasn't missed a session, really fit, no excuses this season. Stocker has been impressing Ross Lyon. Patton, mobility improving, says he feels confident in his body again. First time in a long time he's been able to feel that. Sinclair's going to get more time in the middle. Jack Perris looking dangerous as a small forward pressure role, which is great. Could be that Ben Long replacement. Cordy's attitude and 1%ers are an absolute standout. He has said that the Bulldogs environment and training was a bit toxic, so he's really enjoying the change of scenery at Moorabbin. Filippo Green as a racehorse, but got serious talent. I love that he backs himself. Burns' fitness and running has improved big time, and I did notice that even the other day, seeing the way he was running. He was really sticking it at the front of the pack when they were doing laps towards the end, and he seems to be a bit more switched on. He looks like he's matured a bit more over this off-season. He just looks like a different type of player, even a little bit bigger as well. Thank you very much for watching. As I mentioned at the top, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get to 10,000 subs this year. There's going to be a lot of content in the next couple of weeks pumping out. We're getting closer and closer to the pracky matches. We're getting closer and closer to round 1. Importantly, there is going to be a lot of content this year, so I'm really excited to get stuck into it. The podcast, hopefully mid-Feb, closer to the first pracky match, will return. So we're really excited to do episode 100 and hopefully get some big special guests on there, which we're slowly planning. Nothing locked in yet, but we're definitely getting to work on that for you guys. So appreciate your support as always, Sainers. Enjoy the rest of your Friday and enjoy your weekend coming up. And I'll see you next week for some more Saints TV content. But until then, take care, guys. Enjoy your weekend. And as always, go you mighty Sainers. See you guys.